Welcome to the third part of the Jiu-Jitsu Etiquette series. If you haven't seen the first two, I suggest go first to our YouTube channel and watch those. Now, the first part is more universal, meaning all academies basically apply those etiquette rules. The second one is a little bit more. So, what is the first one is the pre-training etiquette. Okay. The second one is during training and during sparring etiquette, which is going to be case to case depending on where you train at. And the third one, which is the after training etiquette and outside of training etiquette, is going to be more of like the second video, which is case to case depending on where you train at. So what's the first one for etiquette after training and outside of training etiquette? The first one is express genuine appreciation towards your coaches and training partners. A little thank you would really go a long way. Next one, help clean up the academy. If you see some trash, make sure you pick it up. And you can even offer to help sweep the mats or mop the mats. These little things we truly appreciate. The third one is, guys, let's minimize sending our coaches private messages, especially if they're not urgent or they're not emergencies. These things, sure, once in a while, maybe you can ask a little bit here, a little bit that, but I've had experiences where some students I end up chatting with for like 2 hours because they keep asking about jiu-jitsu, about what should I do in gaming. These things can wait. And it also shows us that you respect our boundaries because we also have lives outside of jiu-jitsu, believe it or not. Some of us have families, some of us have businesses outside of jiu-jitsu, and some of your coaches actually have regular day jobs. So let's respect their time. And if it's not an emergency, then just ask them the next training session. So what is the next one when it comes to etiquette outside of training or and after training? How you post on social media. If you have any issues with maybe your training partner or even your professor, don't rant right away on social media. Give us and time to really address whatever issues you may be having or experiencing rather than saying right away, going online, this happened before. I remember a long time ago. I wasn't even an instructor then. Someone had a bad experience with the instructor in our team that time. Wow, this story is so intense. My throat is dry. But so anyway, so it was before the dawn of Facebook. So before Facebook, people used the forums. Now there was this guy who was ranting about one of our instructors. So of course he didn't name who the instructor was, but it was so obvious who it was. So I was saying this, that, and here's the funny part. I actually agree or agreed with what he was saying. It was legit. But what was wrong there, at least in my opinion, was he didn't even talk to that instructor or to the other senior members about his issues. What he did was he posted already on the forums, and now it was out in the open. Some of you guys do that on social media. Like if you have an issue with, even especially let's say restaurant owners, they're victims of this a lot. Someone didn't like their food. Instead of asking the waiter or even the cook or the manager, hey, how come this is what happened? They rant right away. You have to give these people a chance to correct the situation. Now, if you feel that you had, even if you have, let's say you have valid points, okay, and you feel, because this also happens, that it's being put aside and you're being gaslighted, then yeah, sure, go ahead. Go to social media if that's what you want. I still wouldn't advise it because you really just sound like a, you know, whiny bitch. But go ahead if that makes you feel better. But I highly suggest, if you have any issues with your training partners or your coaches, or how your, or even the culture of your team, ask first. Okay. Now, if you feel that it's a situation that can't be rectified, then maybe that's not the team for you. Then just leave. So those are some of the important etiquette rules and regulations outside of training and post training. So remember, having great etiquette makes you a very likable training partner and student. And when you're likable, there's a perk to that. People genuinely would want to help you get better in jiu-jitsu. And later on, even in your private life, all my friends who eventually became my friends from jiu-jitsu, are it goes beyond the mats already, how they've helped me and how I've helped them. But you can never develop those genuine relationships if you keep breaking these etiquette rules. Why? Because you become very undesirable, unlikable. It just shows you're insecure. You're an alpha male wannabe. I'll have those stuff, man. And people who respect themselves, and especially people who have achieved something and are very successful outside of jiu-jitsu and very successful with their personal and professional lives, they really don't appreciate people with terrible etiquette. Etiquette in any social groups exist. And if you want to do jiu-jitsu for a long time, you have to abide by these basic etiquette rules that I just discussed. It makes your journey much more fun, and like I said, more people will help you. Now, here's another side to this etiquette coin. Maybe you're a person with good ethics, or abide by these etiquette and these rules and things we just discussed. But you've observed that in your team, a lot don't do this, especially the higher belts. Now, that's a question you have to ask yourself. Do you want to be part of that team, that community? Because if you see that all these etiquette rules we just discussed earlier are consistently being broken, especially by the higher belts or even by the black belts themselves, then that's the culture and environment that you are a part of. And it's only you who can make that decision for yourself if you want to continue your journey with them, or you want to move on to a different team so you can continue your journey with a team that has more or less the same values and etiquette that you have for yourself. So hopefully this video is helpful to you and with your jiu-jitsu journey. And if this made sense, and if you like this video, please make sure to subscribe and share it to your friends. And remember, man, just stay safe, have fun, and let's train until we are 99. And we will see you guys on the next video. Oh,